Hello, my fellow aliens. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, hi, I'm Jojo Reality. And today's video, as usual, I'm gonna do my what I watched in November. And so I watched like a couple of TV shows and some movies for you guys. First of all, I finished like 2 shows that I watched. I'm watching like a lot of shows, but I haven't finished it, so I won't be talking about it. Like for example, I'm still watching the X-Files. Like I'm on season 4 and 5 now. And I'm still watching currently The Walking Dead Beyond. There's one more episode left, and then it's finished. Fear Walking Dead also their mid-season finale is upon us next week, I believe. And also I watched like Arcane, League of Legends, and I'm really loving the show. I didn't finish yet. I'm like on episode 6 or something. So once I'm done, I'll be talking about it. And then the other show also started is Stargirl. I haven't finished season 1 yet, so it's left a few episodes left. And of course Hawkeye, which also premiered this month. So of course it's still going on, and also I'm gonna do own reviews about it. That's why. So let's talk about the shows that I finished. So the first show that I finished is Locke and Key. Like season 2 just came like in October, and so I really was a fan of season 1, of course, and 2 was also pretty good. There were like some cool episodes. It's also kind of different. Like season 1 revolves around the keys mostly. So this season it explored more the demon world kinda, because I don't want to spoil anything, but like how it ended, kind of continued also left off, and kind of how the keys also were created. So it's kind of interesting. And also more keys, like what? There's so many keys still. Like I wonder if in season 3 there's also going to be new keys again. And by the way, they also can make new keys, which is so cool. So I also enjoyed this season. It was also pretty sad. Love the music they also include in the show. It's actually a pretty good show. I also can't wait for season 3, which is going to be upon us next year, because I already filmed season 2 and 3 together. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I just want to say Netflix really has a good ride this year, and also next year there's so many new shows coming, like so many anime shows even. So anyway, the second show is also a Netflix show. I mostly watch Netflix shows, and it's Another Life. Also came out just recently, and I finished it. It was just a long time ago. I barely remembered season 1 because it was such a long time ago. But season 2 was also good. It's like so hard, because if you watch the show, like I didn't rewatch it or anything, kind of hard to follow. But I love space shows, alien kind of related shows. And so the ending was kind of open. I don't know if there's another season. It kind of had like an ending. And so it's kind of confusing at times, because I forgot the storyline bit. I mean, there was like the show, it was happened before. But yeah, so beginning was kind of slow, because there's like so many episodes, and like only episode 6 or something. I know, I don't remember how season 1 was. And by the way, so many new characters, and so many different characters than from season 1. There's so many people who actually died. Like, I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, I think it's like a show worth to watch if you're like into this kind of space theme kind of shows. So the first movie that I watched was The Harder They Fall, and it's also a Netflix movie. Oh, what a shocker. I watched a lot of Netflix this year. Anyway, it's like kind of a cowboy movie, and it's like so many actors involved, like really big actors also. Like one of them is Idris, what you call it, Idris Elba. And yeah, so that's why I wanted to watch it, because I know he's in it. I kind of like him as an actor. Some other actors, I forgot all their names. But if you're into cowboy or like revenge kind of movie, it's like about this outlaw who discovers his enemy is like being released from prison. So he kind of wants to find him, because he did something in the past but he didn't like the one main person, who's actually also from Loki series. What's his name again? Kong the Conqueror. He's the main actor in this one. I forgot his real name. Anyway, so wow, he's like already a big actor, because we have a big movie. And Netflix sometimes have really big movies also that could be shown in the theaters. By the way, this movie felt like it. It's also kind of like brutal, and like so much effort put into it. So yeah. So I watched SpiderMan 1, like the original, the first one with Tobey Maguire, and I was such a big fan of it when it came out. Like, I'm still a big Spider-Man fan, because Spider-Man is always like my favorite character ever. So I watched like Spider-Man 1 to 3 so many times, that I can remember. I was really such a big fan of this movie, and I kind of became, I fell in love with Spider-Man, like, in general. So, yeah, I think Tobey Maguire did a good job in playing Peter Parker, but in Spider-Man, that makes any sense. I think many people agree to it. So I wanted to watch Spider-Man because, like, it's gonna be a Spider-Man movie coming out, No Way Home, and it's still, like, the last one from the trilogy. Not the last one from Tom Holland, but the last one from the MCU. I'm so excited to watch it, and I don't want to assume anything, the theories that Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield are gonna be in this movie. Anyway, so I want to watch all the Spider movie. I want to watch Spider-Man 1. So I still have a few days to go because it's actually almost upon us. So anyway, hopefully. So of course, who doesn't know Spider-Man? So of course, they're gonna show Peter Parker becoming Spider-Man, and then there's also MJ played by the cute little Kirsten Dunst, and then James Franco is Harry Osborn. And so also the great line comes from this movie, like Uncle Ben used to say, with great power comes great responsibility. And I think so many movies try to kind of replicate that line because, like, it's the most famous line in the entire movie. And so it also like a big impact on Peter Parker, the most saddest scene ever. So yeah, I really love all the Spider movies anyway. So more Netflix, like Jumanji, The Next Level. I watched. It's just like a random watch because like I had a free day. I had an off day from work and just wanted to watch this. I watched this movie before in the theaters, but I really love Jumanji. It's not like the real Jumanji, the original one, because like it can't be better than that because the real Jumanji is the best movie ever. But I also enjoyed this one like more of a comedy. So of course, who doesn't know about this movie? Anyway, it's about these 4 high school kids who kind of find a game console, and it's kind of like an old one, and it's called Jumanji. So it's kind of like more for the modern world because before it was like a board game, now it's like a video console. And anyway, they choose some avatars to play this game, and then they kind of transformed into the game. So they kind of became the avatars that they chose. So yeah, inside the game, they had to play to finish this game. They also could die in real life. So if they die in the game, they also die in real life. They like 3 lives, and they go on so many adventures. Part 2 was really fun as well. It was also really good, and also can't wait for the next part, the last one, because I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like so exciting, and it's like really like just like a family-centered kind of movie. Like so many comedy, like can you expect from Jack Black and Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. So let's talk about the most expensive Netflix movie that just came out recently, and it's called Red Notice. Like it's also like a theater kind of movie, by the way. It also came out in the theaters, by the way, like for a few days here in Germany also. But I thought I could wait to watch it on Netflix. So it's such a good movie, I think, because of the actors. It's like not like the story. It's like nothing like really new I haven't seen before that much. But it's like Ryan Reynolds, Jane Johnson, and Gal Gadot, how you pronounce her name, and such amazing actors, and just like a Netflix movie that like put so much money on it, and also the most #1 movie I think now in the entire world. 'Cause, like in the first week or the first day, so many people watched it. So they want to hunt down this most wanted art thief, and there's like such an action movie and comedy involved. What can you expect from Ryan Reynolds? I watch anything he's involved in. So yeah, I did enjoy this movie, of course. There's so many funny and also some twists, and I think the ending was like also not really an ending. So I think they're gonna be a part 2 because of course Netflix want more money, and this movie was such a hit. So yeah, another movie also with Jane Johnson, by the way, is called Jungle Cruise. So you see a pattern here. Kind of watch like those 3 movies in one day. So I'm like kind of Jane Johnson fan. There's so many movies out, and it also came out new on Disney Plus. So we want to watch it. It's like a Disney movie. And I always want to watch cinemas, but never had a chance to. So yeah, I don't know. I really expected more of it. I know it's kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean because it also was like it was kind of like a ride in Disney World or land. I don't know. And so it kind of is like the same story with Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, like so many similar things. Like first of all, they're on a boat going somewhere, and there's like a curse also. some people, they're like been cursed, and also they're looking for like a cure that kind of changed the whole world, because like it kind of is like future of medicine, and they're kind of looking for it. And yeah, there's like so many parts in it, so I don't know, it's like just different actors. So I didn't really enjoy this as much, because like Pirates of the Caribbean is like my favorite movie of all times. So I know how to think about that. I mean, I do like Dwayne Johnson. I also like Emily Blunt, but I don't know if he's like a copycat kinda. So I was like, why? It's the same like how Pirates of the Caribbean started. So I know how to feel about this one. So, yeah, it's like not really that original idea as well. So I watched a Marvel movie that came in the theaters, and it's called The Eternals. So I already talked about this movie. If you watched my Marvel video, I talked about Marvel movies this year. If not, go check it out on the link above. And so yeah, what can I say? There's so many negative reviews even before the movie came out that people hated, and like the worst Marvel movie ever. But for me, it wasn't really so bad that people say it would be. I mean, isn't the best Marvel movie. Of course, still the worst from all. Like if you compare to other Marvel movies, but it's not so bad. So anyway, it turns out like these immortal human beings who kind of secretly lived in Earth, and also like they lived kind of thousands of years before, because they're like not humans, so they had a long life, and they came also back to Earth to battle like the evil divines in this movie. And so yeah, so people questioning, since they're so strong, why didn't they help with Thanos? And in this movie kind of find out why, because why it's not their mission. It's kind of hard to explain. Also, I want to spoil anything. Like you need to see this movie to know why it didn't interfere. It's like they couldn't interfere. They're kind of like the Watcher. I couldn't do anything about it. Like so many people gone, and they just stood there and watched. Just kidding. No, like there's a main reason why. So anyway, yeah. So there's like two characters I like in this movie. I also talk about in my other video, like Jude and Makawi. Yeah, that's the names. Kind of like their chemistry and their friendship together. It's just so sweet. And also like maybe Cersei, the main character. She's also not that bad. So yeah, like some good characters. Some of them I didn't quite enjoy it. For example, Icarus or Athena, and so on. So guess what movie this is? I'm afraid of no ghosts. So anyway, I watched like 2 Ghostbusters movies. And first of all, I watched Ghostbusters 2 because I want to rewatch it before I watched the new Ghostbusters Afterlife, because I want to watch it the next day in cinemas. So I already watched Ghostbusters like last year or something. And so like 2 I don't quite remember. I will watch it before, but I don't quite remember this part. And it wasn't really that good. That's why I think I don't remember it. Like 1, of course, was such a classic movie and so good, and the second part was kind of so different, I think. So it's hard to believe it is, or maybe other people also agree with me. I think the new one was like better than 2. Like of course the first one is the best one, then Ghostbusters Afterlife, I think, 'cause the movie was actually so good. So like, so I watched it in the movie theater when it came out, and we wanted to watch it because I was such a big fan of the original ones. So it's about a single mother who moves to this town where their grandfather Egon used to live, like with her 2 kids. So yeah, it's kind of like also a continuation actually, because like of course years after the first and second one, and also the original ones appeared in this movie. So I'm so happy to see them, like Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd, and the other one. Sorry, I forgot his name. Of course, Egon, the actor died like 2010, like years ago already. So they kind of also dedicate this movie to him. It was so nice how they did the movie, like to honor his name and dedicate it to him, because he also wrote this movie like with Dan, I think. And so it was like, it's kind of saying goodbye to him also like in the movie and also in real life. So it was really sad to see that, and also more serious. And yeah, kind of saying goodbye to him and also to Ghostbusters, like that we knew. And so it was like such a good movie, I think. Also kind of, they did it like old school. They kind of did it like Ghostbusters, and there's so many hints like from Ghostbusters 1, like with the marshmallow giant and everything else. Also the gargoyles, that did it on purpose. It was so cool to see. And so I think many people enjoy this movie. I also thought like, oh no, maybe the fans gonna say, oh no, it's not Ghostbusters I knew, but it's like continuation. It's not like a remake. I didn't watch the other movie like with all the women. I never watched it. I don't want to watch it because I know it's gonna be so bad. But this one is like a more serious tone also. Also, of course, has funny moments and everything. But yeah, so we like what I did with that. And also Powat. Come on, I forgot to mention Powat is in this freaking movie. Of course, gonna be so good. And he's like, that's why it's funny because of him. And yeah, so also of course McKenna Grace and Finn Wolfhard, like from Stranger Things. Hello. So yeah, it's just really such a good movie. So that was it. In total, I watched like 8 movies and like finished like 2 shows. So hope you enjoyed this one. If you do, please give a thumbs up. Also comment down below. What did you watch for November or what do you want to watch? And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to put on the post notifications so you know exactly when I upload. I upload every Wednesdays and Saturdays. So see you guys on my next video. Bye.